Welcome to another exciting episode of Koffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob. Joining me is Zach Attack, and today we are talking about the UFC WWE Merger. How crazy is this that this parent company of UFC called Endeavor is now acquiring the WWE to now merge it with the UFC. This company is now, estimated valued at $21.4 billion, with the UFC consisting of $12.1 billion and the WWE consisting of $9.3 billion. What do you think about that?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, that's a pretty big monopoly on, you have entertainment. Because I would say fight sports, but, wrestling's not quite that. But it's still entertainment. And, without AEW, I mean, WWE would have the monopoly, basically, for all intents and purposes. And UFC, there's a few others that never really caught on. And so it's crazy to see them combined like that. I mean, you wouldn't think they would necessarily be one-to-one, but it's kind of smart because you have retired UFC fighters who can go into WWE. And you've had guys like Brock Lesnar make the jump. So there's got to be some good fighters in WWE.
Yeah, I think that crossover is definitely going to exist. I think that's going to be difficult, or that it'll be dope. And I don't want people to also think that this position of, if you're a UFC fighter that, it's fine. The UFC fighter, if you fail as a UFC fighter, or if you don't make it as a UFC fighter, whatever it might be, then now you can jump over to pro wrestling. No, I don't want them to feel like, all their rejects can come back from that.
No, because it's entirely different skill set. And that I think even if you were like, okay, I can't make it in the UFC, you have to go through a lot of different training for wrestling. I mean, all the skills, learning how to fall, sell to the crowd, all that. There's rookies who will make them, a pro UFC fighter look terrible in WWE.
Absolutely.
So it's different skills. But I think it's, a chance for some of them to mix and match. I don't think it'll be common. I think it'll be very specific, the huge talents. You wouldn't have John Cena go to UFC because that guy does not know how to fight. And that's fine. He doesn't need to. But, there's a few like Lesnar. I know there's a couple others who actually knew martial. Oh, I mean, he's old. But Ultimate Dragon actually knew karate.
Yeah, Ultimate Dragon, fuck yeah.
So, someone like that. I mean, but how great would it be to see Doink the Clown in UFC?
I'm tripped out that Vince McMahon sold the company. I never thought I would see the day where Vince McMahon would really, take this $1 million investment that he made in 1982 or whatever it was, and to now be worth $9.3 billion in the span of 40 years. I think that's a pretty damn good investment.
Well, it's a good investment, and he's smart because even though there's a $3 billion discrepancy in price, it's 51% to the UFC stockholders, 49% for WWE. So it's still basically getting almost an even split.
I think the story, and don't quote me, but I'm 90% sure this is true. I think, because, Dana, is the one originally who bought it with his, Furtada Brothers or whatever. They bought it off of Zuffa, or they turned it into Zuffa, whatever it is, But they bought the company, which was going bankrupt. They bought the whole thing for $2 million.
Yeah. And people were saying it was horribly overpriced at the time.
And I think there was that time where what happened is, when it was shopped around, Shane McMahon told his dad, Vince, yo, you need to buy this. This MMA shit is the future.
Yep.
He's like, nah, it'll never work.
That's about right.
And now for it to be worth $12.1 billion is pretty fucking crazy. I never thought I'd see the day. But, I mean, let's get into the specifics if you're ready for it. Endeavor is going to own 51% of the company, with Vince staying as the executive chairman of WWE. Nick Khan will continue to be the president of WWE. This is because, Vince got some things, currently that were going on. Excuse me for paying off my side chick. And paying my side chick $2.4 million to not tell someone that something that happened 30 years ago is fucking wrong. Excuse me for wanting to be right.
You can't spend your own money anymore.
Exactly. So it's right. Lady, we avoided court. But no, so Nick Khan will be the president of WWE, and obviously Dana White will continue to be president of UFC, and Ari Emanuel is the CEO of Endeavor, the president company of all them. All these dudes, fucking, Vince, Dana, they all got to salute when homie come through the door, And I think that's fucking crazy. And even that, just to own 51%, that's not bad.
No.
Those, to me, WWE sold and got let's say $9 billion for, and we still get 49% of this bitch. That's not too fucking bad.
Well, they're definitely in a really good spot. Like that really helps WWE, and I think like they both will help each other because like after COVID and stuff, they both were struggling, and so now they can work together. They'll probably do some pay-per-view deals.
That's what I want to get into too. Keep going.
Yeah, where you buy say WrestleMania and this big UFC event, you get 20% off or something, and a lot of people will buy it.
Here's the thing right now. I'm a huge WWE watcher. We watch every WWE pay-per-view, especially the big ones at least, the 4 a year. I'm trying to keep it probably to at least 8 pay-per-views we might watch in a year, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
what I mean is they're pretty much monthly, or let's say there's 12 months in a year.
Yeah.
There's about 8 to 10, pay-per-views for
really big ones.
Yeah, that come on Peacock, and that comes for the price of $10, a month. Yeah. I'm getting a pay-per-view. That includes WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble,
and all the other libraries
for $10 a month. Okay. Well, you could fucking have ESPN Plus, and you still got to buy the big UFCs at $70 a pop. You know what I mean? I don't spend but $80 in the whole year, or excuse me, $120 in the whole year.
Yeah. 2
pay-per-views will blow that away for fucking UFC. I don't want WWE to start working the UFC style pay-per-view events, because as much as I love WrestleMania, I don't know if I'm going to spend $80 at the crib. Maybe I will WrestleMania, but they can't expect me to pay SummerSlam. I'm not going to be doling out $50 for the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry, I can't. You know what I mean? I don't think as someone who's getting it for 10, I don't know if they're going to talk me to 50 out the door.
I think the one big difference because they still they seem separated still. So they have their TV deals. So, wrestling is on primetime TV.
Yeah.
UFC's not. Like, they're at best cable.
You're absolutely right, huh? So they are not a television show.
Yeah. So I think, because they have a weekly or multiple weekly television shows, it'll probably say that because you're already getting a bunch for free. They can't charge too much. Or else they're pricing themselves out of the market. Because now there is other options. There, AEW and stuff. Like, you got to be careful to go too hard on it. But with Dana White, I guarantee they will find more ways to monetize. Like, the wrestlers will have to wear Adidas.
Here's my Dana White impression. Hey, honey, I'm home. Just kidding. But yeah, it's going to be really crazy. I can't believe my two loves have fucking combined. How wild is this?
It'll be interesting to see what the name becomes. Because they still haven't said what the name will be. Yeah. Like, will they have, United Federation Wrestling or something? Like, what is it going to be?
Yeah, you're right. Bob, what a crazy name. Whatever it is that they're going to do, I'm going to have to hashtag the shit out of it and make sure I steal as much points as I can.
Buy the website?
Yeah, go as viral as I can off of it. You know what I mean? Get it tattooed on my leg. I'll probably get it right here.
Hey, put a lot of Dana White in there. You get a lot of hits.
Put Dana White in there. We'll get a lot of hits. I love it. I think we'll leave it on that, man. I can't wait to see what they have in store for